Yeah, I really like this draft from Ultra Prime. I think they're in a really good spot to be able to scale this game out. I think both team comps here are clearly aiming to get to the back half of the game. They do not want to try and, risk things early. Corki Lilia definitely isn't.
Leave that side of the map. I mean, it was obviously very easy for Ultra Prime to take that first dragon and still be on the top side of the map to contest. It doesn't seem like they want to go ahead and do that, but they did also bring up Wako and Xiaoxia. They are going to initiate the back from Junhao, so it will just be that trade. And honestly, I feel like LNG definitely got away with something here, but leaning into that kind of scaling condition for Ultra Prime and not wanting to force tempo.
Yeah, I think you're a little bit more scared if you're Ultra Prime to overextend in this spot because you are worried a bit about what the Kai'Sa is going to be able to do in comparison to the Ezreal in this spot. The more they wait, the more dangerous this play becomes. It doesn't look like Ultra Prime really want to worry about it too much. This is a risky trade for Ultra Prime. Getting those two dragons, as I said, is very relevant. It's important. Like, you want those Drakes, but looks like they're actually going to peel off and make their way down. This is a very shocking decision, but we could actually see a fight here.
Okay, Junhao will get spotted out doing the dragon. They took one of the grubs, so just trying to deny Ultra Prime from getting 3, but now they're getting engaged. Now Ultra Prime is fully pincered in the mid lane. Lilting Lullaby coming out for Xiaofeng, instantly flashed out by Saber. Here comes the TP from Jiang. Big equalizer, but they've already gotten first blood. LNG for Xiaofeng's first game with them gets the first kill, and the Lilia is off to the races.
Potential in this draft, and if you can get on a lot of these targets, it could be scary. Junhao no vision on the dragon here. He could be walking into a trap.
Is he gonna try to steal it?
He's looking.
4 people.
He is
TP coming in. Ultra, what is happening? Junhao just goes in before the TP's even clear. Wako goes to try to get the kill on LP. LP dies to the dragon of all things. If this isn't the epitome of group Nirvana, I don't know what is, baby. As the 2 kills come through in the middle of the portal, their bodies aren't even on the rift. They have been lost in the dimension of death.
5 members of LNG there, but the moment he gets vision, he decides that's the time to go in. He immediately gets bursted down. Wako ults in. It really feels like they're committing towards how this team operates throughout the rest of this game. If this Lilia is left unchecked in a lot of these fights, we were talking about the damage of Kai'Sa and Rumble coming through. You've now got a Gwen and a Lilia to worry about moving forward. That's going to be terrifying in front of Vax, and that's not even accounting for the fact that Zika can do whatever he wants right now in a side lane with this much gold.
And when you're planning out a draft and you see that you don't really have any forms of engage.
Is in an incredible spot. Gwen is in an incredible spot. You're looking at 1.5K gold leads individually for every member of LNG, and now they just get whatever they want on the map. I'm looking out at objectives. You got Rift Herald spawning in 30 seconds. I have a hard time believing that that's going to be even contestable if you're Ultra Prime, especially with Junhao on the bot side. He's basically giving this up or stacking those, and if LNG wants to, risk a fight there, risk a potential close quarters exchange, but I just have such a hard time believing that Ultra Prime are allowed to do any of this on the map, and that Xiaofeng isn't just going to be continuously walking around. You've got to start utilizing Saber's ultimate. I think if you're not looking for Ryze picks, it's going to be very difficult to come back into the game, and it looks like they could potentially be doing that here.
See if maybe they want to get the Rift Herald spawn there and take down the outer tower. So play is forfeit for Ultra Prime there. And now they're just going to move Haicha out of mid lane. Look at the swarm. This is what happens when you give over 6 grubs for free.
It's just so impossible to make a play for them. They want to try and get one of those picks we were talking about with Ryze, but to do so, they have to sacrifice almost the entirety of their mid lane. Every objective, time after time after time, and we watched this gold lead. It went from 1K to 3K, and, it's just ballooned out of control. And even with plays potentially being made elsewhere on the map, this is a free bot lane tier 2. There's nothing that Ultra Prime can do. It's just everywhere on the map that's crumbling. Here's mid lane tier 2 for your troubles. There's just nowhere to play for right now. Nowhere feels safe, and that's because of the gold lead everywhere on the map for LNG.
Let's go, Saber. He's going to get the bounty. Let's go, man. You're going to do it. You're going to take down that turret. You're doing so good. Meanwhile, another dragon's going to go the way of LNG. They'll balloon that one up to 2 for themselves. And, yeah, I'll just say I think Ultra Prime are going to look back at that first, swap-a-rooney of the Grubs v Dragon fight at Dragon number 2 and probably want that one back.
But it's obviously an unfortunate play. I think they were already in a tough spot even before that. But looking forward, what do you do here? I think the only real answer is to hope and pray that Wako can end up getting online, but a pick here.
Okay, maybe it's enough. Glacial Fissure has been used. LP trying to back up 12, but it is not going to be enough. Now it is. TP coming in.
Here.
Oh, Xiaofeng trying to come in now. Gets almost all the health from Wako. Young has to run away now. Oh, all 5 are there. Zika is looking for it. Wants to go with the needlework. Xiaofeng tries to go for the big play. Gets the 2, but they have already escaped with the Realm Warp. This time, it is not going to be one that ends up in their death. There, and Junhao being seen on vision means Atacon is just a freebie for LNG. Take it off the shelf.
Yeah, it's definitely the decision by Ultra Prime that, you know what? Maybe not worth risking everybody's lives to try and contest this Otacon here. And
Prime need to make something happen or get out of this very sticky situation.
Yeah, they definitely feel stuck here at this turret. I honestly don't know if they can even engage here. I think even a Miracle Engage might not go their way with the amount of damage, but we could see LNG look to be really aggressive here. Yeah, potentially try and dive in. It's not working. They don't have the damage to be able to do anything here. And all this time, Zika's just pushing in the mid wave, and we're gonna see a fight here.
Oh my God, man. All right, this one's done. Pack it up. Ultra Prime, they're gonna try to get the kill on mid lane, but that is just the Atacon GA, and now LNG are running under the Nexus towers to get more kills for Xiaofeng, more kills for LP, and more kills on the Ultra Prime. Realm Warp, is it gonna save them? It does, but they lose the inhib turret and the inhib because of that. LNG should just back away after this one, but the damage is done.
Yeah, this game is very out of hand.
Addition a couple weeks ago to this LNG roster, but obviously having a couple of those games under his belt now, maybe feel a little bit more confident.
Do it through a ton of map pressure, and they're doing that now with the start of the Baron. I cannot imagine that this is contestable, but maybe a Miracle Steal could be on the horizon. Doesn't even look like that's going to be an option here. Chow, LP, they're just going to fully poke them out.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
A Lilting Lullaby on the 2. They don't even want to follow it up. It's just going to be in this choke point here. The Baron already going down. Wako has found the backline, gets Droll, but now Zika with the rest of the team coming over the wall. It's going to be a 3-man Realm Warp to get the rest of Ultra Prime out of there. But look at Xiaofeng flashing forward here to try to be a little flashy himself. Going to get the wound and pound onto him and get a double kill for Haichao too. Xiaofeng has been a monster this game, and it's nice to see him back in form since his time on OMG.
We wanted to see confidence. We wanted to see aggression. We wanted to see Xiaofeng come into this role and be the player that we know he can be, and he has done exactly that here in game number 1. As LNG sieges down the base here, we can see the fruits of their labor, and at least at the start of this series, we are seeing a great new version of them.
They definitely need to find the wiggle room that they can operate in these fights, because there's a lot of lockdown and a lot of space provided for LNG's comp.
But it does give them the priority to get those grubs, and this is big for Ultra Prime. You know, they had opportunities to be able to prioritize this in the previous game, but we could actually see some contest here.
Missing the Xtal's impact, but they have Haichao moving first, and he has ultimate. Saber also going to have his, can steal something away here. Maybe the Impale, maybe the Between Worlds. Junhao going to come around the corner. There's the Control Ward tussle coming down. When it becomes Lightning connects that time. Gonna get some trades off. There's that Between Worlds stolen by Saber. Gonna get some trades. Haichao doing a really good job of putting Saber off this fight. That will be the 1-to-1 grub setup. H's impact. Oh, Junhao's completely by himself now. All by his lonesome and taking down first blood for LNG.
What? What happened? Where did they all go? Junhao just walks up to the top lane and just completely forgets about the rest of his team. He leaves himself open to the freest engage I've seen for Xiaofeng, and once again, it's another mistake made by Junhao in the early game here as we see a trade on the bot side.
Here, because the wave is just in a very awkward spot. Young trying to get Zika to come out a little bit more out of his shell. Zika playing very reserved as he's going to now step up. Still no vision. Public execution into the flash combo. They commit everything to take down Zika, and they will end up getting that kill over to Xiaoxia.
Like the idea, getting gold onto the Xinjiao is very important to move around for the rest of this game, but a major trade in the mid lane for Haichao.
That came through from Junhao, and they just give it?
Yeah, they have to be seeding it. There's no way you can try and make a play here, even with Wako. They're on vision. They understand that they are here. This is a very dangerous situation for Ultra Prime. You do not want your misfortune caught out, but Haichao's waiting in the bush.
Wako tries to step up, almost gets caught there. Stalls impact in between worlds. Junhao has walked all the way from base, and now the bullet time coming through. And public execution went completely wide. Junhao is going to flash out now. He's in the middle of the tussle. Bailout coming through, but can't save LP. And Ultra Prime, they are skirmishing right with the best of them here in LNG. But a big handshake gets Saber taken down, and now it's Young in the middle of everybody. That's a double kill coming through for him, but all his teammates are gone, and so is he. Saucia gonna be ran down, shock blast to the back, and that'll be a double kill for Zika. Back of LNG.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Junhao and how important it was. Oh, but we could see a play mid.
Them,
yeah,
you know? It's fine.
You know,
happens.
LP just a little bit overextended there, but
first turret as well with that demolish proc. That'll be easy, does it? So massive map wins for LNG.
The mid lane, we can pull it back. In the bot lane, we can focus this Ambessa and burst it down. It's very difficult for Junhao to do anything from this point on the Xin Zhao. We were talking about needing that aggressive nature. That's what LNG has shown a ton of. Confidence, aggressiveness, you know, the willingness to go for a lot of these trades and so much engaged. We highlighted this in draft, but the ease of execution for LNG is massive, and we see that set up now around Rift Herald. There's just no way in. We talked about the poke earlier on in the game. That is superb area control, but we're going to see Ultra Prime at least attempt to try and get in potentially here.
And when you go in, you have the problem of the hostile takeover. Jua is just waiting for you to go full ham. And here it goes, speaking of, into the impale, into the target. Junhao having a dumpster. And as he's put into it here by LNG. And Ultra Prime trying to get a fadeaway bullet time. But this has been a jungle diff all series long.
It's indecision for Ultra Prime, and this fight's not even over. It's this understanding that Rift Herald's gone. This objective is not takeable. They have full control of this. You know you're walking into a Renata ultimate. You know you're walking into Jace Shock Blast, and yet you stick around. You stay looking for these fights that you know are winnable. And the Rift Herald's gonna get both of the mid turrets here. It's just a disaster for Ultra Prime. Step up against Shuo, like, they're all gonna catch you out very regularly. And once again, it's just the mid-game pressure from LNG that ends up separating them. And now as you project forward, the objectives are really gonna start spawning.
Will be the public execution down. Second item spice coming in for LNG, but now Saber with the TP. Gonna miss the abduct. Oh no, starting off here with the missed skill shots, but here comes the wind becomes lightning. This is an overextension from Ultra Prime, but maybe they could get something going. Hai Chao over the wall, goes with the between worlds, tries to get back to the fight, and LNG now taking on to Wako. Wako was by himself. LNG re-engaged on by Saucia, but Saber, he finally comes over the wall. He's about to go down too. My God, LNG! They finally show up here when they're on the precipice of death.
Out on top, this dragon is theirs. That's third dragon that puts them on soul point moving in to the next 5 minutes of the game, and that could potentially be the nail in the coffin as we look forward for Ultra Prime. For a potential engage here, does not have the flash available. That would be essential, but this thing is burning down fast.
And here comes Junhao. Maybe the steal. Wind becomes lightning. They fight off and they get the steal. GA's completed. Immediately going to be popped though. Look at LP. He's ticking away at Saber. Saber healing up, but he goes down too. Those GAs will be for naught as they will all fall together. LNG with an ace, but the Anaconda GAs will come through for Ultra Prime. LNG have developed already third item completed for Zika. The Serpent's Fang also, by the way. So all that shielding can be non-existent for Ultra Prime if Zika is in the fight. For this dragon that spawns in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, LNG have full control of this pit, and we can see that.
Instant Magnet Storm back. Zika obliterates Wako. You blink and you miss it. Ultra Prime trying to fight their way out of this one, but they do not exist in the same realm that LNG do in this series, in this Summoner's Rift. And Saber are going to be ran down by Hai Chao too. Dragon going to be started up by LNG, and this is a LNG dominated map. Go ahead and signal the dominance of the chillin'.
It is LNG's world, and we are just living in it. Belief, because this team is playing so clean. They set up everything they needed to do. They understood that Baron didn't need to be an immediate priority.
Over Baron had already been started by LNG with this attack. Becomes
Zika.
Oh my God, man! man. Leave him alone. Saber goes for the hostile takeover. Only hits onto one member. Bullet Time gonna melt Zika's health there, though. And Ultra Prime, they're gonna lose another one. They're gonna lose Saucia as well. And Saber and Wako have headed for the hills here. But Haichao try to run down Wako. He does have that strut, so he should be able to make it out. And Saber as well will find an exit. But it is straight up the gut and straight down mid lane for LNG.
Oh man, Ultra Prime was hoping and praying that they would catch somebody out, but it was their own top laner. It was their own top laner who was in absolutely terrible danger and who ends up getting blown up super early into that fight. Zika feeling so confident he's willing to tank the entirety of the bullet time, but LNG once again just proving that 5v5 in these fights, if you walk up to them, they are going to obliterate you, and that Nexus might be the next thing going down.
Absolutely wild. As they're going to be pushed out of this final attack here. The Baron buff is still up for 2 minutes. They're going to TP into the top side with Zika. Come rejoin this fight and get this push going into another inhib. These are the only 2 lanes of pressure they have right now. Bot lane will be joining shortly, but here goes the Between Worlds, and here goes the kick off the party. Impale going to go completely wide from Chaofeng, but Haichao has bought enough time, bought enough separation to take down Saber with LP. Now it's Young overextends his hand. Zika finds the kill on Saucia in the base. The shock blast hits his heart, and Junhao will also be taken low by Zika. LNG have just blasted Ultra Prime in a 2-0, and this is the team we were waiting for to give us a little bit of gumption here in Group Nirvana. A 2-0 and a first series win for LNG.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.